Saturday afternoon basketball, and a congratulations to the ladies of Central Wyoming College as they came away with a 2-point win, their first of the season, as they take down LCCC 26 hours after they were beaten in double digits by the same team on the road in Cheyenne. Lindsey Fearing's team get a big three-pointer from Miley Williams with 6 seconds left in the game. They hang on to win 61-59. We'll have Lindsey Fearing at the half of this game here today as the men's game about ready to unfold. Good afternoon. I'm John Gabrielson alongside Joel Kindle, and this, Joel, is the 26th meeting between the two teams. It is the second in the last 26 hours. LCCC won yesterday. That stopped a streak of 3 straight by Central, who had won 4 of the last 5. Up to that point, they'd won 3 in a row, 4 of the last 5. LCCC wins it yesterday, 89-68 in that LCCC victory, as they're trying to be a host team of the equation that is the North Region 9 host, I guess, of the Region 9 basketball tournament. So lots to play for them. We'll talk with Brad Schmidt here in a minute and see what he has to say about his one sophomore that he is saying goodbye to, that being Jalen Gentry, and that's going to go down here in just a couple of minutes.
Genuinely very fond of Mr. Gentry, we know that.
Definitely is. I believe here at the 10-minute mark, they're going to stop the clock for warm-ups, and they're going to recognize our sophomore. So let's head down to Athletic Director Steve Barlow.
Fans, before we start the second game, we would like to recognize our sophomore on the Central Wyoming College men's basketball team, and in doing so, I'll turn it over to Coach Brad Schmidt.
Brad Schmidt in his 3rd season as the head coach of the Rustlers.
Jalen, come on out here, man. Guys, you can come behind him.
Talk about Brad Schmidt. We see Jack Klumak on crutches coming out after injured yesterday. Sebastian Gaza
So
limping
anybody
as
that's
well.
met this young man knows he is one special individual. I distinctly remember the first recruiting call I had with him, and you could feel his energy and his enthusiasm for life through the phone. And that's probably the biggest attribute this young man possesses. And it carries over to his teammates. He's been a 2-year starter for us. The only game he didn't start was sophomore night last year. Had more than one. So we started all those guys. But Jalen is a guy I'm going to miss when this all ends, hopefully here in a couple weeks. I'm sure me and him are going to get pretty emotional. We've had some emotional talks in our office at different times. I'm incredibly proud of this young man. And meeting his parents over the last couple days, I can see where he gets a lot of that from. And being a young father myself, it's a testament to you two behind Jalen. And I know his teammates are really going to miss him. They love him like a brother after only spending 6-7 months with them. And hopefully these guys will help Jalen go out and get a W today. But if everybody can give Jalen a big round of applause. And And with that being said, Gentry, proud of you, man. You're going to go out and play a great game today, and we're going to keep this thing going over the next couple of weeks, and I hope we have a relationship long, long down the road from here, man.
Brad Schmidt, coach that wears his heart on his sleeve, kind of crackling up at the end of that as he talks about his sophomore Jalen Gentry. They're going to do a photo shoot there at midcourt.
Jalen, very, very personable. We would see him in the hallways. I'm sure you have conversations with him quite often as you're just in passing. He's just generally kind of fun to meet at the college campus.
Well, I see him mostly when he's in the gym. Honestly, where I see him the most is working out in the gym. Extra hours, extra shooting, extra time, and like I said, that is where I run into Jalen Gentry most of the time. Just that, or
that's always a good sign too for an athlete when that's where you see them.
Or on the exercise bike in the fitness center, right at the bottom of the stairs of the press box. I see him right there before games as well. But once again, we got our sophomore night presentation out of the way, and recognizing Jalen Gentry. Again, the LCCC won yesterday. Gentry had 25. He had 3 3-pointers and he had 25 points. Johnny Levias, 24 points, 10 rebounds as he notched another double-double on the season. Eric Oliver led LCCC with 25 points. Arion Lewis had 16. Xavier McCord had 16 as well. LCCC out-rebounded the Rustlers. Also doubled them up in free throws at the home court yesterday as well in the 89-68 LCCC victory.
I was going to ask you, when are they going to do the gals as far as, is that going to be halftime of the men's game, the sophomores? Or?
They did that about 10 minutes prior to their game as well. So we
missed it even though we were here?
We didn't, but you did.
Ah.
As we actually stopped our pregame interview with the guys, with Riley and with Wyatt on the pregame interview.
At least I found out.
Yeah, now you know. So there you go. We are going to take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll have our pregame interview with the head coach, Brad Schmidt. That is next as we get set for LCCC and Central, the close of the regular season for the Rustlers here on 88.1. LCCC has an interim head coach. His name is Dwayne Salisbury. He was the assistant under head coach Jason Ficca for 13 seasons.
Well, that is so unusual right there.
And now here he is as the interim head coach. Both of their coaching positions were interim.
He should
Danielle
just
Rinaldo.
get the jobs for being an assistant for 13 years there. Come
Absolutely. He is the interim coach for sure this year. LCCC will start like this. Eric Oliver, he is headed to Central Michigan as he has signed on there. Also, Ashraf Shadua wearing number 15. You also have Nolan Coswell, number 22. Number 23 is Xavier McCord. And you also have number 11, Arion Lewis, the starters for the LCCC Golden Eagles, dressed in the navy blue road uniforms, the gold numbers and the white trim. The sophomore for CWC getting the start tonight is Jalen Gentry. He has played in all 17. He has started all 17. He's the only Rustler on the roster to do that this season. Wearing number 2 is Johnny Levias. He is a 6'5 freshman, the leading scorer on the team at 17 per game. Jalen Searles, coach talked about him playing limited minutes on that ankle, but he'll start tonight, the 6'7 freshman out of Seattle, Washington, averaging 12 a game. Also going for the start tonight is going to be Trey Sims. Trey is out of Ogden, Utah, the 6'5 freshman, averaging 5 points. And then starting on another kind of tore up little ankle injury is Sebastian Gaza, the 6'9 sophomore from Stuttgart, Germany. And those are your starters for Central, dressed in white orange numbers, black trim, Rustlers across their front, right to left at Rustler Gym.
Just thinking CWC has a chance to go for the trifecta of wins on the Rustler Palooza triple header day.
Volleyball 3-0 over Western. The women beating LCCC 61-59 moments ago. And now these two teams mixing it up. Final regular season of the game of the year for the Rustlers as Oliver gets it out into the corner. Shot on the way and nothing but net to start things off for Xavier McCord. He's a former teammate on Cheyenne East squad with Oliver. And he's got a brother, Demetrius McCord, as Levias in the paint, no good. Sims battling for the rebound is going to get called for the foul.
You know, Cheyenne has somewhat become the capital of high school basketball in the state. You know, you've had South play for championships. East has had some. You got a player in the NBA from Cheyenne. In fact, Central winning it this year.
East girls winning it this year, in fact.
Our coach of the gals team won it when she played at Cheyenne Central.
For Chad Whitworth back in the day. Oliver outside to Arion Lewis. Back up top to McCord. He wants a pick at the top. Now they'll throw it back over. Oliver for 3, looks good, does not go in, and Levias the rebound. He's had a number of double-doubles this year, has Levias.
He plays big, he just does.
Had one yesterday as Gentry pushes off a bit, scoots it back out. Searles, 15 to shoot at the 15-foot line, misses badly, and it's brought out of there by Lewis. Central 0 for 2 to start the game. Oliver runs past his man, high off glass, missed it, and then no call over the back or a block out or anything. And a 3 on the way, good by McCord, his second of the game. Not sure how that wasn't a foul on somebody underneath.
Either you're backing him out or you're over the back, one or the other, but
6-0, McCord leads the Rustlers on a pair of 3s. Gentry. Back up top, Levias, man-to-man defense. He'll bump into McCord and fire for 15 and get it at Johnny Levias. Coach Schmidt in the pregame talked about LCCC came out in a zone on him yesterday, which they hadn't seen a lot of zone had Central. They come out in a man-to-man here. Both teams in a man-to-man, in fact, as Lewis high, banker off glass. Coming in, Coswell. Actually, Shindua's shot is no good, and that second one goes out of bounds, and it will be Central basketball.
Central has not played the zone as much this year as they did last year, have they?
No, and that was...
It was kind of his, trump card. He just suddenly pulled it out last year.
Nolan Coswell out there is 6'10" from Duluth, Georgia. His father, Dwayne Coswell, 11 years in the NBA. after playing at UConn, or actually Temple, I think, as Levias' short 10-footer drops in. Cuts the lead to 2. 6-4 the score. LCCC the lead in the basketball. Shot from the top, no good. Coswell, offensive rebound, throws it away. Turnover, Searles puts it off glass and missed it. Coswell the rebound. Driving, shot good by Arian Lewis.
Kind of went unabated to the hoop there.
Searles down by 4, rises for 12, left it short. Gaza tips it out of bounds. It will go to LCCC. 8-4 LCCC out in front. Searles and Gaza will check out as Caden Koch will check into the ball game. Caden, the 6'5 freshman from Las Vegas, averaging 5 points, 4 boards. And Jake Maddox, 6'1 freshman from Los Lunas, New Mexico, 4 points and a rebound on his ledger. Oliver scoots it, gets it back. Coswell, baseline. He'll fire a 17-footer. That's no good. Another rebound by Johnny Levias. He'll drive the lane, go the distance. Contact, nothing called. Maddox tries to save it in the end zone, can't. And it will go to LCCC. It's like tournament referees the last couple of weekends. By that I mean letting them play very physical. As Jared Boyce checks into the game for LCCC. Boyce, an all-stater out of Massachusetts from Brockton, Mass. The sophomore at 6'1".
I think heavyweight champion Rocky Marciano came from Brockton, Mass.
Wonder if they knew each other.
Well, that's right. I believe Marciano died sometime, I think, in the 60s.
I was obviously being facetious, as that shot does not go.
But I was fishing on it, so hey.
Gentry, the rebound, 8-4. Under 16 to play in the first half of basketball. Koch is going to be fouled underneath by Shindua. Ash will pick up his first. Sims out, Davis Richard and the headband in. Davis, 6'3 freshman from Frederick, Colorado, averages 7 points per ball game and one of the better three-point shooters on the team. And there's a foul going to be whistled on Jared Boyce on the inbound.
Well, for letting him play, those last couple of calls have maybe been a little bit touchy.
Yeah. Game
that looked like a play on from my vantage point.
Kind of like the other night, not much flow to start the basketball game. Levias runs past his man, wraps it around underneath. He's got all 6 of the Rustlers' points, and they trail by 2 points now, 8-6.
Yeah, the reverse took away the shot blocker.
Lewis to Boyce. Pick from Shadua. Boyce back to Shadua, and he will slam it home. Ash Shadua has 2 points, back to a 4-point advantage. Gentry out to Maddox. He'll penetrate, kicks it out on a hash mark area to Levias. 10-6, Koch back to the basket. Hands it off to Maddox. Jake, 3 on the way, no good. And Shadua the rebound. Oliver gets free for 3, and he'll make Central pay. His first 3 of the game. He has 25. He's the 8th leading scorer in the nation in junior college basketball. 22 points a game.
We gambled for the steal, and if you don't get it, it's the wrong guy to let open.
Gentry 15, nothing but net. First basket by somebody besides Levias on the Central side. And it's a 13-8 game.
But those 2 are where most of your points are going to come from.
Right, and they certainly did yesterday. 49 of their 68 from that tandem yesterday afternoon in Cheyenne.
That's going to be great for Davis Richard to get hot.
Driving, Boyce, nice move off the left side window. You know, talking about Eric Oliver one of the top scorers in the country in JUCO basketball. He broke James Johnson's scoring records at Cheyenne East. James Johnson, a few years in the
Plays
NBA
for the
now.
Dallas Mavericks. I did look it up, by the way.
Was it the Mavs the latest?
Of course, the way they're making trades this past week, I better double check.
Gentry, 7 to shoot. Gets it back. Driving, throwing it up. Poked back up, bodies fly, and a foul on Levias will be called. Gaza back into the game for Koch. Looks like Coswell and McCord back into the game for LCCC, and a timeout wanted by Brad Schmidt and awarded to Coach Schmidt. 13:25 left to play, first quarter. LCCC 15, Central 8. We'll be back after this on 88.1, streaming live at rustlerathletics.com. (15-8). LCCC out in front of the Rustlers. It will be LCCC basketball on the turnover and foul by Johnny Levias. And I don't know if it's actually a turnover as it happened on a rebound, so they retract that. But fairly turnover free right now, just neither team shooting real well. Central 4 of 12. LCCC is 6 of 11. They have also hit 3 of their 4 3-pointers. Boyce for 15, that's good. 17-8. I heard in the pregame show also Coach Schmidt talking about don't really know where the play-in game is going to be or when, as Gentry launches a long 3 and McCord goes high for it.
LCCC capable of playing a lot of one-on-one basketball, you can see out there.
Yeah, a lot of creators on the scoring side. They average 88 points a game as well, so they can fill it up. Oliver one-on-one with Gentry, gives it back out to McCord, asks for a pick from Coswell, launches his 3rd 3 of the night and gets it. Xavier McCord has 9, and it's 20-8, and that seems to be where LCCC is most deadly, is when somebody assists Oliver. When, Oliver's going to do what he does, but it's when somebody else can fill it up with him and have a supporting cast. As Levias goes baseline, he'll drop one in from 8. He's got 8 points now.
Nice hang to that shot.
Tell you, I think Johnny Levias is as good as any other single player in Region 9 North basketball that we've seen this year. Coswell for 15, no good. Levias the rebound. And you got to hope to see him back in black and orange next year as well, as just a freshman. Fell down, had the presence of mind to throw it back out. Gentry amongst the trees to Levias for 3. That one's an air ball though. And Coswell will get the rebound. Oliver the other way quickly. That one doesn't drop in, and Levias out-battles his own player for the rebound.
It's a good thing they settled that, because waiting in the wings was...
Maddox wide open 3. That skims off. Gaza on that ankle can't go get it. Out of bounds it goes to LCCC.
Kind of curious, to Davis Richard, he's going out right now. Did he get a touch in the offensive end, or did it go through him even once?
I think once on the turn up here at the top, but not really in the course of the offense. Going to see Jackson Jones has come into the ball game. He's a Torrington, Wyoming freshman at 6'2", wearing number 12.
They have a lot of Wyoming players that play. A lot of
Yeah.
times you'll see Wyoming players on these teams, but they don't necessarily play.
3 Cheyenne East products. As that 3 nestles in by Boyce. Off the bench, he's got 7.
Did they just give him a 2 for that?
You apparently, because it is say 22-10. I gave him 3, but
I think you can be generous to a point, but that is out of hand.
right, yeah. Searles high off glass, hits the shot clock and goes in, but they'll wave it off. Yeah, so just a 2 for Boyce. Gonna go back and watch the replay. Yeah, his toe was just inside the line, so good call there. And he'll try a longer 3, remove the doubt this time. Comes up short. Rebound by Caden Koch. Bodies fly, taken away by
Like a travel there at first.
LCCC, and Boyce will score, and he's got 8 off the bench.
Like a travel after the takeaway. As there was some
24-10, Gentry long 3, no good. Sims in the corner, runs down the rebound to Koch.
That's great that he was able to aim it as well as he did, hustling it like that.
Underneath, 1 extra pass and a turnover on the Rustlers. Boyce up ahead, laying it off glass is Arion Lewis, and a timeout called. Those are those runouts that Coach was talking about when his team just can't get the bucket on one end, and all of a sudden it turns into a run out on the other end, and LCCC with a 16-point advantage and a full timeout. 9:51 left in the first half of basketball. LCCC out in front by 16 points. Under 10 minutes left to play in the first half. LCCC out in front of the Rustlers right now. We do know that Central, both men and women, will be on the road for play-in games as Searles fires a 3 out of the timeout. You can hear that one snap nylon. Got them doubled up right now to the Golden Eagles. Trey Sims ends up with a gift. And then Koch has it to Levias. Pump fakes on Coswell and 1. Nope, won't get it to drop, but he will go to the line. Will Johnny Levias. 8 points, 5 rebounds already in the opening 10 minutes for Johnny Levias.
I wonder what Hoop Mike would have sounded like in the days of the Peach Basket.
A lot less active, I think.
More of a crunchy sound.
Hold the ladder. I got to go get the ball. Talking about our Hoop Mike right here. Free throw is good by Levias. That foul, by the way, on Nolan Coswell.
Like how you turned it up to 11 there.
It's just the 5th foul call of the game. 3 on LCCC, 2 on, this math there, 2 on Central. Levias makes both. 10 points, 5 boards for Johnny Levias. He has 10 of the 15 for the Rustlers as they trail by 11 now. 9 and change left here in the first half. Give and go, Coswell in on Koch, and Koch is going to tie him up, and it'll be Central basketball.
I bet Koch is glad that's not the jump ball thing, instead it's the rotating possession.
Taking on the 6'10", son of an NBA player, who is 7 foot, his father is, by the way, listed at. Had a good conversation with Dwayne Salisbury earlier this week. Koch from 15, knock it down. Central scored the last 6, and they trail by 9.
It is crazy how the interim coach has shown up in the last few years all over the place in Wyoming junior colleges.
We've got one on campus here in 2 sports, in fact, as Jake Rosenberg is our interim soccer coach. 12 to shoot. McCord on Levias. Spins, he'll rise for 15. Got knocked to the floor by Koch, and he'll shoot a pair. Koch will pick up a foul. So Jack Klumak had the assignment defensively yesterday of guarding Eric Oliver. And now they've put Levias on McCord. Oliver is just actually coming back into the game after this free throw. And to the line,
Volleyball team assessing the seating situation.
Xavier McCord, 71% free throw shooters are the LCCC Golden Eagles. McCord gets both. He is a 58% free throw shooter, and he knocks both down. 28-17 stops a mini run by the Rustlers. Gentry looking for high picks from Searles and Koch. Nice backdoor. Levias for the jam. The yell and a little hang on the rim. He's got 12, does Levias. Sims defensively. Ball knocked away by Searles, and it will be picked up by Searles. Scoots it out to Trey Sims for three on the way. That is good.
He has made some big threes as of late.
That was sparked by Searles a bit to try to get that game, that turnover sparked.
You notice Koch is moving screen down the court, keeping two players from advancing on the ball.
I was putting stats into the list, and Koch picks up a foul, his second. Good to see Shadua back into the game for Coswell.
Glenn has gotten CWC back into the contest, just trailing by a pair of threes right now.
Oliver step back three, left it short. Koch the board. Gets it to a guard. Searles, boy, I think he wanted to pull the trigger on it instead. Lost the handle, got it back, still does not. 7 minutes left to play first half. Gentry, gets a double pick again from Koch and knocks down the triple. Koch kind of took two guys with him that time down the paint and ends up cutting the lead in half, 28-25. Block by Searles. Ashraf Shadua gets it back.
Good Rustler defense has LCCC a little out of sorts right now.
15-footer, not close. Rebound by Levias. Here come the Rustlers. I thought Koch was asking for the basketball, but he was getting ready to set a pick out there. Searles for the tie is good, and we've got a timeout on the floor.
And it might have been picks plural.
Central has battled their way back up off the deck into a 28-all tie. Final 6 and change of the first half coming down the stretch. We'll be back after this timeout on Rustler Radio, streaming live at rustlerathletics.com. Central has battled back from a 16-point deficit to tie the game, 28-28, 6:23 remaining in the first half of basketball. Sims will...
I believe it was 26-10, wasn't it, at one time?
Yeah, 16-point differential as Lewis, guarded by Sims, finds Oliver. He's got Gentry on him. Drives down the lane, hangs for 15. Good defense by Gaza, but they cannot get the shot. Rebound, and the Oliver three misses. Levias, another rebound, back the other way. Had a double-double yesterday. He's 3 rebounds away from a double-double in the first half.
A smart play by Sims. He had the ball passed ahead, but he knew the numbers weren't great then.
Gentry runs baseline. Back to Jalen in the corner for a lead. Yes. I have some of our smarter minds on campus working on a formula for my score sheet.
I see I was not invited.
That's why I gave it away. So I wasn't invited to my own party, in fact. And it'll be fun to see what the run looks like with that technology we'll have hopefully for next year. McCord for three is good and one. Xavier McCord, 14 points and maybe 15 as Levias, playing close defense, gets whistled for the foul.
As with that secondary score has come up big time here. However, not a lot of points outside of the main two, is there?
14 for McCord, 8 for Boyce off the bench, actually. Oliver has just 3. As there's
I was talking about Boyce.
4-point play. 5 minutes remaining. Lead change number 2. It's another thing that the formula will do on the Excel sheet. Levias working in, puts it back. They'll call it on the first attempt. And the foul on McCord, I've got him for 1. Levias to the line, gets talking to by the official.
Interesting, the schools, I don't think that had interim coaches. Cody, or not, Sheridan and Gillette had interim programs, as it turned out.
Unfortunately. Levias, 78% free throw shooter, knocks down that one. He's 3 for 3 on the day. 13 points, 7 rebounds for Johnny Levias. He's out of Vallejo, California. Second one is nothing but the bottom of the net, and Levias will check out with 14 points. Jake Maddox will come in and guard Jared Boyce. Lead change number 3, 33-32 Central. Just under the 5-minute mark. Searles playing on that tender ankle, playing pretty good defense with another steal, and then throws it away. Put right between 2 rustlers. And then the foul on Searles as he runs in to McCord and can't believe. Searles with his first personal. 6th team foul.
Excuse me, John. You got to think CWC has to be careful with fouls just with the numbers of players they have, though neither team is really deep.
Yeah, you see 3 dressed out, I guess, for Coach Salisbury's team, and 3 dressed out for Central as Sims gets that rebound on a missed 3. Searles one-on-one with Boyce. I think he had him beat for a second, then came back out on it. Sims for 3 on the way. Doesn't go. Boyce the rebound. 4:10 remaining in the first half. Arion Lewis drives, nice dish. Shadua, his second dunk of the day. 4th lead change of the contest now, 34-33. Under 4 left. Gentry looking for a pick from Gaza. Gets it, lights a 3, banks it, nope. Boyce sprints out of the pack with a rebound for LCCC, and he'll keep it on a bounce. Lewis pinned to the backboard by Sims, but a foul before that.
First, yes.
And the foul is on Jacob Maddox.
Yeah, Sims is questioning it, but the foul is not on him.
Yeah, he pinned it cleanly to the backboard, but the foul is on Jake Maddox. That'll be bonus time for the Eagles for the remaining 3:34 the first half. As Jared Boyce, it's Arion Lewis going to the line. Again, they're 71% as a team from the line. And Arion Lewis himself, 74%. Sims and Gaza will come out as Koch and Levias back into the ball game. Lewis gets a pair. 3-point advantage once again. 16 points was their biggest. Central has come back. They've traded the lead a couple of times since Central went down by 16. Maddox underneath Searles, puts it up and in, and after the fact, give a foul.
Yeah, not a smart play there. The basket was already in, basically.
Shadua is going to get the call. That'll be his second. He was dangerously close, I think, to getting teed up down there after the fact, and he'll come out of the game as Coswell will check in for him.
Saw that at a high school game earlier this year. Close to getting a technical foul on the ball slam.
Yeah, one youngster named Gabrielson, I was at that game.
Oh, I wasn't going that way.
I'll call him out as Searles misses the free throw. Rebound pulled down by the Eagles, driving the distance, missing. Koch gets the rebound, but he'll have it
pilfered,
taken away from him. McCord to Lewis, rises for 17, short-armed it. Didn't really follow through, and Searles the rebound.
Well, he beat the crowd as he was going down the court there. Great recovery.
Maddox for 3 off of that recovery by Searles, who gets up very, very slowly.
And very hobbling as he goes down the court.
Changes the lead again on the trifecta by Jake Maddox, his first of the game. 38-36. Floater, Oliver missed it. Coswell puts it up. That's no good. Koch says we're done here. Back the other way. Alley-oop. Searles can't finish the flush. He still looks like he's hurt. 3 at the top. No good, and then Coswell goes over the back of Levias on the foul. Good block out by Johnny Levias. I believe that's 2 on Coswell, 6 on the Eagles with 2:19 left. Well, that alley-oop would have brought the house down, but unfortunately, Searles couldn't knock it down, and you can tell he's not 100% on that ankle. Maddox for another 3 is good. Back-to-back from Jake Maddox, and it's a 5-point Rustler lead, their biggest. Rustler's trying to pull off the trifecta on Rustler Palooza. Jackson for 3, that one skims off the iron out of bounds. Rustler basketball. Joel's term of Rustler Palooza.
Don't have it registered, so you're welcome to use that. So.
Okay, all right. I'd look into that. Looking to see, I had a wrong formula on my starters.
Wow, a super long 3, but comes up just a bit short.
Nice high rebound by McCord. He was up there. 3rd rebound of the game to go along with 15 points. Ball knocked away, taken away by Searles. He'll give it to Gentry. He'll stop, launches a 3, that's good.
Well, Searles very much aware of where that ball came off his man and just simply smacked it away.
8-point lead on the 8th three-pointer of the first half by the Rustlers. McCord fouled and 1.
That'll be a Searles again, I'm afraid.
Jalen Searles' 2nd personal foul by my indicators, and that is the case, is McCord with 17 first half points going to the line. And we're going to see Chima Obequelo check into the ball game. Rustler volleyball team swept Western earlier today as McCord gets the 3-point play. He's got a 4-point play and a 3-point play. He's got a field goal and 3-pointers. He's scored every way but a safety. Minute left underneath. Levias wrap it around and score it again.
Nice assist by Koch as well.
16 points for a Johnny Levias. And a Rustler lead back now of 7. Their biggest was 8. Boyce bounces it low block. Spinning, McCord will not drop in. Gentry snakes in, pulls out the rebound. Launches a 3 and drains the 3.
We're not getting any help from the backboard this day either.
9 threes in the first half, and the Rustlers have 49 first half points. Boyce, the answer no.
That's a 26-point turnaround when you think about it.
Here comes Searles. Gentry feeling it. Another 3 will not fly. Boyce with 15 on the shot clock. And the game clock, I guess, is the shot clock now with 8. Boyce standing at the hash mark. steps into a long three. Doesn't go. Gentry from just beyond half court. And we have played one half of basketball. Central trailed 26-10 at one point. And they put up 39 points. They outscore them 39-13. As Joel mentioned, that 26-point swing, a 39-13 run to close out the first half for the CWC men's basketball team, as they are up now by 10 on this basketball halftime show. We'll have an interview with our head coach, Lindsey Fearing, here just momentarily. Her team picked up their first W of the season, beating LCCC 61-59. We'll come back with some first half stats and a talk with our coach. That'll be coming up here in moments. This is Rustler Basketball, streaming live at rustlerathletics.com. We are at the intermission on 88.1. CWC men outscoring LCCC, what did I say, 39-13 there in the final stretches of that first half to post them to a 49-39 advantage. And happening a little bit earlier today, the CWC women played and gutted out a 61-59 victory over the LCCC women. And Lindsey Fearing, the head coach, joining us. And a 71-58 game in favor of them yesterday turns into a 2-point win, and a big win. I mean, I can't say how big this game was for you for one, and for the girls for another.
I'm so proud of them. They played their hearts out this whole entire game, and I told them, like, yesterday we should have had that one. But we started so late,
right? And
we weren't ready to play. And we started out the same way, so not much changed. But we played so hard and wanted this so bad. They finally were,
I think the girls fed off of that at a couple of different junctures. I see you slapping the gym floor. I hope your hand is okay.
My hand is super numb right now.
I would imagine it is. You're pounding the gym floor, lauding on your defense at different times. I mean, just this sheer amount that the coach wanted this, I think, helped. I mean, it's their first win, so you obviously know they wanted it, but I think just seeing that passion from you on the sidelines had to help them.
Yeah, I've had it all year. I'm just waiting for them to match it too, and they did today. The energy was great. Once I was harming myself over and over again. We finally had a bunch of people join in, and we got stop after stop when we needed to. We were getting buckets when we needed to, so it was awesome.
And looking at how this changes in 26 hours from the loss down there to the win here, down the stretch, you could kind of see glimpses where it was like, okay, here we go again, or what's going to happen? And a couple of big free throws by Sienna, the big three obviously by Miley, a big rebound in there as well. And it flipped the script, if you will.
We didn't want what happened against Western Wyoming to us to happen again. So the big talk was, don't do the same thing that you guys did in that game to lose it, because we had it. Now, do what we do, take care of it. That last play, I told Sienna to take it to try to cause a foul, and she does what we do. She jump stops, she kicks, wide open three, bucket.
And yeah, kids are knocking them down on top of that, yes.
Yeah.
And I think this is a better team you did it against than Western as well. But what I was going to point out, I thought was impressive, was you fell down almost by double digits in that third quarter. And unlike so many other times where you just kind of ran out of gas, the fortitude was there to make up those points and get back.
They knew what they did yesterday as far as not getting that win. So they were trying to do whatever they could. I definitely made a statement to them in saying that I did not want to send our sophomores out with a loss at home. And I think Sienna definitely took that to heart, and she took over.
That must have been some great locker room, I bet, after this contest, too, like no other time this year, which has got to be really huge. You know, the reward at the end of hard work has to be great.
Yes, we were super hyped up. I had to fight back tears because I was so proud of them. We had 23 turnovers, and we still got the win. So, to me, that's grit. That's wanting it all, and they just got it done.
Next up, we know we're on the road. Do we know when? Do we know where?
I don't know when, but I'm pretty sure we play this team again.
Okay. And
so
it'll be probably, it will be in Cheyenne.
It'll be in Cheyenne, but I let them know, a win like this is a mental game. They played a team that has no wins, and they just lost. So now we're going into a playoff game where, we just lost to a team that has no wins. What are we going to do? I think it was just a great overall game. We battled the whole time, both teams.
Surprised you're not playing tomorrow against them the way things
They've
are
got a
going.
game.
I know.
They have a game Monday,
yes.
which plays into when you may play them. I know I talked with Coach Schmidt before, and he thought he's going to try to get their game on Wednesday if that's going to be allowed. Their play-in game, if the opponent will allow a Wednesday game, and I don't know with them playing, them being LCCC's women on Monday, when they're going to want to play this again with you guys.
As far as I know with region rules, I'm pretty sure the game can either be played Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
And I think it's primarily Friday, Saturday.
Right.
But, anything can happen at this point.
Hey, go enjoy this one, and congratulations to you and the ladies. And,
Thank you.
Big victory, 61-59. Now, we didn't get a final stat sheet up here. Can you
Yeah, sure. Let
tell
me
me
read
some
it off
of
for
the
you.
final stats for the ladies on there?
Sienna with 27.
Wow.
7
is that
rebounds.
the high point game this year for any
For her.
player?
For
yeah,
her.
that's her career
That's
high.
her career
What's
high.
the high for anybody this year?
I think it's 27.
I
That's
think
what I was thinking
as far
too,
as I know. She had 4 assists, 2. We had Alex with 10 and 6 assists. And then Miley with 5 big threes, last big 3 with 15. So Alexis too, 11 rebounds.
There you go.
So we're getting it done. We're doing it in different areas. People are stepping up and coming in and doing their job, and that's how we got it done today.
Yeah, and for sure. And then I think when I get back from my little trip there,
13 and 26 from the 3-point line tonight.
50%.
Yeah.
That's even math I can do there. But,
Yeah.
yeah, that is awesome. But would love to chat with Alex Terrazas sometime when we get a chance, and maybe Sienna again to plant that seed when we get back to put the wraps on the season in our Rustler report and things like
Sounds
that.
great.
I just think Alex has really played with a lot of confidence lately, especially in that Casper game when she scored 20 of your 33 points, and has just kind of done what you would expect a point guard to do, go out there and lead by example.
Stepping up, and it's big when you're a freshman and you step up like that.
All right. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
That head coach Lindsay Fearing, her team victorious 61-59, knocking down 13 triples, none bigger than the one with 6 seconds left by Miley Williams to get the win.
I think it's obviously huge. It's like somebody might say it's only one win, but you've been practicing every bit as hard as these other teams that have more wins than you. So it is certainly good to get that reward after all that hard work. And that one win may mean a whole lot more to that team than it would to any other team.
Absolutely, as they pick up their first W of the year. CWC men looking for their 4th conference win as they lead LCCC right now 49-39. Back with those looks, back with a look at the first half stats of this game after this timeout on Rustler Radio, streaming live at rustlerathletics.com. (49-39), the Rustlers out in front of the LCCC Eagles here at the break, and we'll tell you how this one happened. Again, LCCC got up with 9:54 left. They led 26-10, so Central with 39 points in the final 10 minutes of that first half, and they did so with a flurry of 3-pointers as they end up 9 of 18, 50% in the first half from the 3-point line. 16 points for Johnny Levias with 8 rebounds. 14 points, Jalen Gentry. 8 points, Jalen Searles. Jacob Maddox, a pair of triples. He's got 6. Caden Koch has 2. Trey Sims with a tray, and he's got 3 points as well. Xavier McCord, 18 points and 3 rebounds to lead the way for the Eagles, as Shadua has 4. Eric Oliver just 3 points. Arion Lewis has 6. And Jared Boyce off the bench has 8. First half shooting, LCCC 14 of 39. And they would hit, that is good for 36%, 5 of 18 from the 3-point line. In fact, that's good for 28%. They did hit 6 of their 6 free throws. Central 18 of 35 for the game. They were 9 of 18 from the 3-point line, 6 of 6 also from actually 4 of 5 from the free throw line.
Our cumulative 3-point percentage between the two games is 50%.
There you go. You're on top of that. Rebounding, 22-21. Central is out rebounded LCCC by 1 board in the contest.
That's impressive when you think of the size differential between the two teams.
And I knew there was not very many turnovers. 5 on the behalf of the Rustlers. Only 4 turnovers by LCCC, as we've gotten a lot of shots off, 39 and 35 in this ball game. It will be LCCC basketball to begin the second half. They trail by 10. We'll bring you that second half after this timeout. This is Rustler basketball from 88.1. Eagle basketball as we begin the second half. Boyce getting the start here in the second half. He has 8 points. He's on Trey Sims. One-on-one, goes down the lane, and an offensive foul on Jared Boyce as a turnover to start the second half. 5th turnover of the game for LCCC. 2nd personal foul on Jared Boyce. Levias rubbing his tailbone as he took that charge. Gentry, Levias, Searles, Gaza, and Sims, the 5 in white for the Rustlers. Boyce, Oliver, Lewis, Shindua, and McCord out there. Coswell not starting the second half as Jalen Searles snaps nylon to start. Central, their biggest lead now of 12. McCord on the baseline, jumps over Levias, and he will score.
Notice how many times, though, it's one pass, and that is where the play ends.
That's, yeah, exactly. This is kind of where.
I mean, they've got the players capable of that kind of, scoring on one-on-one.
Searles, long 3, no good. Levias gets the rebound, kicks it back out to Jalen. Underneath, Gaza can't do anything with it. Floating in, Sims, no good, and Shadua the rebound. Got a player staying back, tying his shoe as McCord. He will come join the party with 18 to shoot. And a foul called on Sims as McCord and he collide. Trey Sims the foul. And Xavier McCord will go shoot a pair of free throws. Perfect on the day, 4 for 4. $20 points for McCord. And he will not get the first one there. His first miss of the day, 4 of 5. Xavier McCord's high point game, he had 28 a couple of different times. Trinidad State and Otero, he put in 28. He scored 16 yesterday in the win over Central, and he misses both.
Hey, he should have backed off from 3-point range, apparently.
I've got Levias now with the unofficial double-double, as that'll be a tie-up, and it will be Central basketball as Gentry and Boyce go to the floor to tie it up. Boyce flipping the arrow nonetheless. 51-41, Central by 10, 18-16 left to play in the contest second half. Sims, Levias turnaround 14, rolls out, Gaza the rebound, put it up and in. Not a big scorer is the...
Well, the post position is not designed to be a big scoring position for CWC, really.
Right, but the German puts it in, and there's a hand check foul at the top on Sims.
So what you get is basically frosting, which is nice.
Jake Maddox will check in for Trey Sims. Trey will get his 3rd personal foul. Central by 12, that's their biggest lead. 17:50 left to play. Again, Jack Klumont twisted up his knee yesterday. Do not have a diagnosis on that as Gaza knocks that 3 away. Nice job to deflect that rebound. Underneath, Levias, ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay Central basketball as it comes off the hands of Ashraf Shadua. Ash, a 6'7" sophomore from Ontario, and they throw it away on the inbound. Boyce goes the distance, lays it up and in.
Well, Gaza moved pretty well for having the injury. He was tracking him down pretty well.
Being the big fella and being not 100% on top of that. Gentry a long 3 at the top. Dish pans out. Gaza ends up with the rebound. Searles left one well short. Ball caroms around and picked up by Arion Lewis. 3, good. Oliver, 2nd 3 of the game, 6 points now.
talked about letting him score his points and somebody else having to beat us, but it really hasn't been that kind of a game.
Yeah, he's only got 6 right now as McCord's picked up the slack. He's got 20 for LCCC. Searles gets away from McCord. He'll float in the lane and fire it in. 12 for Jalen Searles. He and Levias going to be a pretty good tandem coming back next year for Coach Schmidt.
Of course, you really never know who all comes back. I mean,
I'm saying that hopefully, I guess, more than anything.
We expected Francois back this year, and it just didn't happen, you know.
Baseline 3, Boyce, good. I'm planting the seed by saying that. It's a 6-point game all of a sudden. At 55-49, Levias pumps in traffic, dishes it back out. Jalen back to Levias. Johnny for 3, no good. Gaza, another offensive board and a putback.
You can tell the bench enjoys it immensely, the Gaza points they're getting. You got to remember the plays really aren't designed for him particularly.
Jake Maddox is going to foul Lewis. He was dribbling around down on the low block. Sebastian Gaza with 4 points. That is his season high, by the way, as he had 4 against Colorado Northwestern earlier this year. He'll come out and get a breather as Caden Koch will check in. Coswell is back in, the big 6'10" for LCCC. Had a 7-footer a year or 2 ago down there for Coach Ficca, did they not? McCord, nice move. Off balance, knocks it down.
He just kind of flicked it in there as he did that.
22 for Xavier.
I think of the tallest player we've had at CWC since the basketball rebirth.
Yeah, I think it's about 6'9" has been it. Koch on the low block. Short corner, flips it out. Maddox, his 3rd triple off glass. No good. Levias, the rebound and the putback.
CWC doing a heck of a job on the boards.
I've got him out rebounding LCCC right now, 29-23, and it was closer than that at half as Lewis gets free and knocks one in on the other end. 6-point game once again, 59-53, 14:40 left. Koch at the high post, out to Maddox, another triple attempt. This one dish pans in and out. Levias and Coswell go high for the rebound, and it will be Coswell that wins on the arrow.
Pretty quick whistle on the old jump ball there.
I would have to concur on that one. Central here in the second half, 0 for 4 from the 3-point line. They were 9 of 19 from the arc in the first half. Oliver with Gentry on him defensively. Scoots baseline, puts it up and in. Nice quick move by Oliver, who has 8, cuts the lead to 4.
Kind of a stop, go.
And score it. Davis Richard will check in on the next whistle. Searles, 15-foot line underneath the Koch. He'll body into Coswell. Gentry for the 3 is good. 17 for Gentry, and a quick timeout by Coach Schmidt. 62-55. Jalen Gentry is 5th triple of the ball game. He's got 17. Levias has 18. Searles has 12. Rustlers back up by 7. We'll be back after this quick break. This is Rustler Basketball, streaming live at rustlerathletics.com. (62-55). Coach Schmidt, when we talked, he thinks it might be Casper where this team will be playing their play-in game, as in his team. And he wants to play it earlier than later. He thought maybe the coaches would convene at the end of the year and change that for next year, that They play earlier in the week to get a better preparation for a team from the South that you may or may not have seen during the season as the Region 9 tournament convenes.
So is he expecting to see Casper then?
There's a lot of question marks between now and then, especially since Eastern and LCCC have to play on Monday. Oliver bumps into Gentry, and I think the result of the play gets a foul call.
Yeah, we see that a lot, but I think you're absolutely correct there.
Gentry will get the call. That'll be his first personal foul. Something happened. He ran into him, whether it was one way or the other, but I think had he not fallen down, I don't think they would have called anything. Boyce lasers a three that doesn't drop in. Gentry the rebound. 13:20 remaining. Tons of time left in the second half of this basketball game. Gentry has 5 3-pointers here on sophomore night. Davis Richard, short corner, Koch, 15, got it. He's done that twice today. He's got 4. I think a lot of teams underestimate his athletic ability given the build that he brings out onto the court. And Oliver rises for 15 and drains another. He's in double figures now at 10.
There's things like the soft hands and the footwork and the rebounding above his height.
Gentry, just a long 3, got it. Well, he just stuck that right in the eye of Jared Boyce, who had pretty good defense on him at the top of the key. Oliver says here, how about this one? That's no good. Koch ends up with a rebound. Boy, Boyce had great defense on him 30 feet from the hoop. He'll try another one. How about it? No, as it comes out. And the rebound by Coswell. And as easy as you shot yourself up to this, you might be careful you don't shoot yourself out of it as well. Boyce down the lane. Levias takes the charge, his second. And Boyce, his second player control foul. Started the second half that way, if you remember. Third personal foul on Jared Boyce. Second team foul on LCCC. And Jared, I don't know if he's injured. He's all by himself in the back corner of the gym up against the wall right now. You hope he's okay.
I think he's more frustrated. Not sure with the call or with himself or what, but I think there's a frustration standing there.
I hope he's definitely not injured there as Searles out to Levias for 3 at the top. That's good. 21 for Levias. Central 12 of 27 from the 3-point line. Here in the second half, they are 3 of 8 from the arc. McCord back to the basket, pushes off of Levias, and they'll call it a Johnny. Johnny's saying exactly what I saw, where McCord kind of lowered the shoulder in, and
he was the push-E rather than the push-er.
As he separated, it comes up a foul on a Johnny Levias. That'll be his third, and it will send Xavier McCord to the line. Eric Oliver will go play for Central Michigan. Same head coach is there that coached the interim head coach Dwayne Salisbury back when he played at, I believe, Southwest Missouri State. As McCord knocks that one down.
I think, are they the Chippewas or are they the Broncos?
Chippewas.
Okay.
Second, McCord, good.
You're just moving it there, so I'm going to have to bump it.
No, I couldn't quite hear you, and I got tired of turning your microphone up there. Back to an 11-point Central lead. Searles to Levias, goes baseline on McCord. Good defense by Xavier. One-on-one they'll go as he'll body in, 6 foot. Nope, McCord gets the call. He doesn't like this one that way. Much the same way Levias felt on the other side. That is just his second. Boyce has 3, and he's still standing clear at the end of the LCCC bench right now. Boyce has 3 fouls. He's the only one in any kind of foul trouble for LCCC. Sims and Levias each have 3 for Central as Johnny hits the first free throw. Levias's career high was 33 earlier this year. He had 15 rebounds against Casper. 27 for Gentry against Casper as Levias can't hit the second.
WC has withstood the first run of this half.
Coswell, actually, excuse me, it's Shadua, another flush. That is his third dunk. All 6 of his points have been of the high percentage variety like that. He got free.
Shooting range of nil.
Yeah, minus almost a negative range, as close as he is. Jackson Jones guarding Gentry. The Rustlers will throw it away. Dish off to Jones. He'll fall down. They'll call him for the travel and turn it right back over to the Rustlers. So teams trade turnovers. Good news, Boyce is back out there, so I was hoping he wasn't injured, as he'll come back out after picking up his 3rd personal foul a moment ago. 10:35 left to play. Regulation basketball, 71-61. Rustlers were beaten by 21 by this team yesterday, 89-68. Here they find themselves up by 10 with 10 to play. Levias runs into Shadua. Rebound by Arion Lewis. Boyce for 3, snaps nylon on that one.
Both teams very, very willing to fire from long range. It's odd though, Davis Richard really hasn't, and he's been the shooter early in the year.
That 3 does not drop for Central. McCord for 3, that's good. And another timeout, this one called by the Rustlers. Or was it called by the Rustlers?
It's not, I don't believe so. I think it was called by...
It is called by Coach Salisbury. 9:37 left. It's all of a sudden a 4-point basketball game. We'll give you a break. We'll be back after this. 71-67 Central, the basketball in the lead with 9:37 left, and we'll come back. CWC women victorious today. That is both of our women's teams. The volleyball team taking down Western today 3-0. Then the CWC women's basketball team beating LCCC 61-59 for their first W of the year. And now the men's team trying to make it a trifecta on the first triple header, at least in modern day, that I've ever known, back from 2006 on.
For CWC, outside of the Casper College volleyball team here this year.
Sims has Boyce with a hand on him. Back out to Gentry. Oliver defending him. Gentry kicks it to Maddox. Trey has it. You're very popular today. Your extended warranty up or what? Gaza out to Sims. Searles with 3 on the shot clock from way downtown, and Oliver the rebound. Here they come the other way. Boyce for 3, got it to 1-point game. Boyce has 19 off the bench. He's the only one to score off the bench for this LCCC team. And it's a 1-point game, 71-60. We're under 9 minutes left to play. Maddox gets free. He'll be fouled on his way to the rack. Nice work by Maddox. Got that little hesitation, and foul's going to be called on Arion Lewis, his first. 4th team foul on the Eagles. 5 team fouls whistled on the Rustlers. And Jake Maddox to the line. You know, I'll give credit to anybody who officiates anything, anywhere. The amount of crap you put up with ball game from the crowd, from the players, from the coaches, I mean, it's just a thankless job all the way around, and it's a wonder people still do it, but I'm glad they do.
And I'm saying the Wyoming High School Activity Association is actually running ads, saying how it's hard to get officials, partly because of what you just said. And
Maddox good as well. 73-70, Central back out in front by 3 now. 8.5 left. Oliver gets a pick. Works on Levias, out to Lewis. Stops inside the paint. McCord falls down, shovels it out. Picked up by Boyce. He'll drop it in from 15 with 10 on the shot clock.
He does not have the prettiest of shots. It's just kind of a very low arcing, if it can be such a thing, because once it's so low, there's maybe no arc there, but
He'll step in front of that pass, and Boyce will launch a 3 for the lead. It will drop. Boyce has 24 points off of the bench, and we'll see the 6th lead change of the night as LCCC out in front, 75-73.
First in a while, as Schmidt tells his team to just calm down, I could see there from the side.
Well, and Boyce had those 2 offensive fouls as Gentry will try a 3. Levias the rebound, gets his own rebound, fires it up and is fouled. Shadua, the foul, is 3rd. How about Boyce? Like I said, he got that since he has went out of the game with that second offensive foul. He has 11 points and 3 3-pointers since he went out and has come back in. He's lit it up. As Gentry cannot hit the free throw. Levias cannot hit the free throw.
As we make the center switch once again.
Koch for Gaza. Second is good. One-point ball game, 75-74. McCord spins on Levias, can't get it. Johnny is 14th rebound by my tally. Searles was open, 3-point baseline. Instead, hooks it to Levias, who'll drop it in, and Central has back the lead. 25 for Levias. And then Shadua, that's his first one that he didn't dunk.
He's expanding his range.
Back to a 77-76 LCCC advantage. 8 lead changes now, 6:45 left to play. Searles, 15-footer after some dribbling, no good. Koch pokes it once, gets his own board. Moves in players out of the way. 3 on the way, Gentry, no good. But another rebound by Levias. 2 of them no good, poked out of bounds. Stays Central basketball. Wow.
I think they're going to overrule this.
They do. Boy, several opportunities by Central that time.
I mean, even though they came away without a point, it's very impressive that way they hammered the boards against the taller team.
Six minutes remaining in the contest. Right side, Oliver. A 1-point Eagle advantage, under 6 to play. Left side, Lewis for 3, good. Lewis has 11 now. He is the 4th Eagle in double figures.
As they approach their average team-wise.
Yeah, 88 is what they're good for a game. They've got 80 now. Central at 82 points a game.
88 will not win this game.
Searles to Koch in low, got it to go. Nice glove by Caden Koch, the assist, Jalen Searles.
And the quick release, too, is very helpful.
Central down by 2 now. 80-78. Coswell to Oliver underneath, tipped out of there by Koch. 16 to shoot as Trey Sims will check in for Jacob Maddox. Gentry and Oliver tied up under the rim, and the referee's going to step in. And
No hugging.
a couple of sophomores trying to establish position.
We also had perhaps the player of the year from East this year as well.
Yeah, Graydon Buell, high school player. Be interesting to see his future as that ball's thrown off of Levias. He was on the end line. Oh, he was out of bounds, but they'll give it to him. And then there's a foul in the backcourt on Oliver. I'm going to go watch the replay on that, but I honestly think that Johnny Levias had stepped on the corner down there. Central gets away with it. 5 minutes left. Central down by 2. Gentry to Sims in the corner. He'll lose the handle on it. Turnover. Lewis, lay in, good.
Nice fade on that layup there that he scored on.
Too close to tell on the replay on that. But Central turned it over back the other way anyway. And then Gentry airmails a three-pointer.
And again, the coach is saying, just calm down. We're, there's plenty of time.
Plenty of time is right. Still 4.5 left in the contest, and a timeout called. 4:28 remains in the second half. LCCC 82-78. We'll be back after this break. This is Rustler basketball. Four minutes, 28 seconds remaining on the second half scoreboard. LCCC has come from back down 12 after Central had come down from 16. And they have back taken the lead now. 3 good by Boyce. He has been a killer off the bench. 27 off the bench for Jared Boyce today. And how about 14 of it since he got his second player control foul and left the game. Levias leads in, banks it off glass. 27 for a Johnny Levias. 85-80. Maddox will check in on the next whistle. Oliver to McCord. Xavier working on Levias. Offensive foul. Levias stepping out in front of McCord. Will get the call, and that'll be number 3 and a turnover on LCCC. Sims out, Maddox in for Central. 3:48 left. 85-80. Gentry to Koch. Bring the house down if he's hoisted the 3 from out there, but it's not going to happen. Gentry penetrates, throws it back up to Maddox, almost throws it away.
Maddox trapped there at the dribble, yeah.
They do throw it away. Up ahead, McCord missed it. Maddox the rebound.
Levias affecting the shot there, something that won't show up in numbers.
Johnny Levias Backing down McCord. Throws it underneath Koch, partially blocked and taken away by Coswell.
The clock now starting to become a factor. You're going to have to get the stop and the points.
Yeah, you're down to quote-unquote 6 possessions basically at the 3-minute mark at 85-80.
But can this team play slow? That's a good question too.
Either team, for that matter. They're right at their averages pretty much. 82 for Central, 88 for the Eagles as McCord gets 29th point of the season. That is a new season high for Xavier McCord. Unless I'm missing something wild and crazy from his stats previous. Underneath Levias, and a timeout called as Johnny Levias scores. 29 for Johnny Levias. He and McCord each with 29 points apiece in this ball game. And yeah, as I look down, I see McCord had 28 in a 105-102 loss at Otero, or against Otero at home. He had 28 a little bit later in a loss at Trinidad State, where they lost by 12. And you look at LCCC, they have a sub 500 record, but in conference play, they have a chance to win and host the tournament this year. Got to put some hay in the barn here with an 87-82 lead right now. Levias' season high was 33 at Casper, in which he also pulled down 15 rebounds. Johnny Levias right now with 29 and 16 rebounds for the Machine.
He is a stat filler, there's no question about that.
He has scored in double digits in every game in conference play, in every game since the Air Force prep game. And I want to find the defense to go with rebounds. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is his 8th double-double, his 5th in a row, his 5th in a row.
Remember, he did not start at the very start of the year. Played starter minutes, but did not start.
87-82, 2:15 remaining. McCord has it in the hash mark, down to the low block. Oliver, that was to McCord, is picking it up Boyce. And they'll say that it is LCCC basketball. Shot clock down at 15, though.
Well, Searle's just able to touch the ball while he was out of bounds, and it was really, and had he not been out of bounds, he just would have played on.
Searle's leaning on Boyce. Comical a little bit there.
Playing Toreador with him.
Boyce has 27 and he's looking for more. As that one is good. That kid is on fire. He's got 30. That's Jared Boyce.
And he's talking to the fans about it a bit.
It almost never happens in junior college basketball.
You mean community college basketball?
JUCO. That ball going to be turned over by Central.
CWC in trouble right now.
Yeah, 90-82 with 90 seconds left. Oliver to McCord, long three, no good.
That could have been big in a bad way.
And might be big in a bad way for them. The other way, Maddox for three, got it. Third triple of the game for Jake Maddox. He's in double figures with 11 now. And a timeout called. Jared Boyce can fill it up. He had 27, 29, 35 against Trinidad State has been his high. So if you're thinking that his 30 right now would be a career game for him, he comes off the bench. LCCC has 30 points off the bench, and it's all from Jared Boyce.
Well, the secondary scorers are still scorers.
He has 22 points in the second half alone, does Jared Boyce, and 17 of it has come after I mentioned where I thought he might be injured, and not only was he not injured, he came out with a vengeance.
I told you he was just disgruntled, if you recall.
He got gruntled when he came back out and is taking care of business for his team right now.
He was hyper gruntled.
Is Jared Boyce. He has played a phenomenal game today for LCCC. One of many he's played.
Boyce is back in town.
The All-Stater from Brockton, Massachusetts. 90-85 after the triple by Maddox. Central will pick them up full court. 81 seconds left to play in the ball game.
Well, the last couple of minutes kind of flew by a bit because it was sitting on about 4.5, and just suddenly it just shrunk in a hurry. And not a ton of points were scored in that interim, in fact.
Thanks to our broadcast crew, Amanda Nikoloff, who's up here in the booth.
Better show her this.
Riley Bouillon and Jackson Morris, camera people. Does that mean Wyatt is directing? I'm not sure who is our director here. Lewis back out to Boyset, the midcourt stripe. Oral Roberts has lost, in case you DVR'd that and wanted to watch it later. Spoiler alert. 9 to shoot. Double team. Good job by the Rustlers. Koch and Searles, and that'll force a turnover, and they'll get the basketball back.
See, Baylor won both guys and gals. Gals were taken to overtime, which is a bit of a surprise.
Under a minute left to play. Gentry's going to pick it up at the three-point line with Oliver on him defensively. Behind the back dribble, penetrates. He'll take it to the rack and score it. Nice one-on-one move by Gentry. It's a one-possession game with 50 seconds left. 90-87, 45 now. With the ball at midcourt is Oliver. They're going to spread it out wide. Oliver wants a pick from Coswell. Jalen recognizes it, fights off of it. Kick it out to Lewis, 10 seconds to shoot. Coswell hands it back to Arion Lewis. Hooks it back to Coswell with 6.
I would think about maybe fouling Coswell, you think about it.
Long three, Boyce short, 20 seconds left. Long pass up ahead. Searles will flush it, and it's a one-point game.
What an awakening for CWC in this last minute and a half.
Shot clock is gone.
I thought it was going to be ripped down from that dunk, but
Searles with the jam. 16 seconds remaining in the contest. 90-89, LCCC out in front. This has been a wild one from the standpoint that Central outscored them 39-13 in the end of the first half after being down 26-10. Got a 12-point lead themselves, then found themselves down by 8 just a little while ago. Now here it is in crunch time with 16 seconds left, back to a one-point contest.
And if you recall, I somewhat astutely said moments ago, 88 points is not going to win it.
You would be right on the money, oh Mystic Wonder. The great Mystic one. Nobody in any foul trouble. Nobody has more than 3. Possession arrow does favor LCCC in the event of a tie-up. Final 16 seconds of the home basketball season for the Rustlers. Trying to win the triple play today, the trifecta at the old races, if you will, as the women's volleyball team swept Western. Women's basketball team knocked off LCCC 61-59, and now the men's team trying to pick up a win. 16.5 remaining. It's 89-90. Lewis just gets it in to Oliver. They'll foul him quickly as they went for the swipe. They have fouls to give, though. It is not one in the bonus yet. They have one more to put them at 1-1 as Searles will pick up his 3rd personal. 14.5 left.
And you look at that team, they've got 4 shooters out there that would appear.
It scrambled to get the shot in a minute ago as Boyce in traffic. Looked like he might have traveled
I thought
with
he
it.
switched feet.
And then flopping is Boyce. Referees kind of giggle.
We need our volleyball team with that resuscitation bit to come on over.
Boyce still laying down, and a timeout will be called. Now he'll get some help up from his players. He'll run to the huddle. Oh, good golly. I did not catch the time as we went to the timeout. I'm not sure. Sometimes our scoreboard will show the time on the timeout like it's doing now.
Our golf team is showing off how it was done.
Reenacting. So it is a foul. And
the foul was going to come. He didn't need. I do think he could have taken steps, and he definitely did overact.
I don't think it was a foul. They have not put a new foul up on the board.
I'm saying the foul was going to come. That's what I'm
so
saying. They needed to foul him.
Was
obviously.
it a timeout that was called then that stopped the play, or was it a jump ball and the arrow favors LCCC?
Well, they're just going to inbound the ball again. That foul would have put him into the shooting.
Right, but there was
So
no foul.
No foul then.
Put up.
And had he waited, the foul was going to come.
Yeah, oh
I guess
yeah,
is
it
what I'm saying. Because
was undoubtedly coming. 11.3 left.
oh, he's out of the ambulance and back. Plays off the crowd a bit.
So I'm guessing it was just a timeout called by Coach Salisbury on the far side, because no possession arrow change. Oliver is going to be fouled by Gentry. And it will send Eric Oliver to the line. And I think if you're LCCC, you don't want anybody else there but this kid.
But I have a sense, though, these guys that they've played today, these other guys are shot.
Oh,
well
yeah,
as
and
well.
I'm not saying that nobody else could do it,
I
but
would think maybe the big guy would be the one player you might not want at the free throw line.
Shadua 54%, Coswell 65%, Oliver, though, 84% at the line. He has not shot a free throw yet today.
They're going to take a lane spot, which you don't always see in these situations.
Nobody on the other side of the lane besides Searles. Now Gentry will go in there. 8.8 seconds remaining. Eric Oliver held to 10 points today. Now 11. So at worst is going to be a full one possession game. Central has hit 13 threes today.
And I think if you're LCCC, you're going to want him to eat up some time in the backcourt.
Right, and maybe even foul him if this goes down. With the 2-point game, now a 3-point game as Oliver has 12 and we'll get a timeout on the court. 8.8 seconds left. Central has it. They'll have to go the length of the floor. We'll come back and finish it after this on 88.1. The CWC women got a three-pointer with 6 seconds left from Miley Williams to down the LCCC women. Central's going to need a three-pointer in the final 9 seconds if they want a chance at taking down LCCC. They've got to go the length of the floor. Levias will get it into the hands of Gentry. Gentry will burn it to the other side. 5 seconds left. He'll step in. 3 on the way. No good. Rebound, and that's going to do it as McCord gets the board.
I'm not sure that was even a 3, actually, where he shot it from.
No matter.
And I think he had more time than that, actually, when he did shoot it.
It's going to send.
Did you notice the court, by the way, at Eastern had the old stripe as well? It had 3 different three-point stripes out there.
In case the Wyoming Wildcatters came back and wanted to play home and away at the event center.
If they wanted to go back to the future, maybe.
Yeah, it was a 3.
Yeah, I guess it was. He lands way inside, but you're right, he did launch it from three-point land.
McCord, free throw 1 is good. And it's all formalities with a half a second left anyways. He'll miss both. Three-quarter court on the way, off the glass, and this game's over as LCCC has taken down the Rustlers for a second time in 28 hours in this ball game. And a final score here tonight of 93-89. Coaches shaking hands at mid-court. And LCCC will move on and advance with their record as they'll put themselves now at 10-11 and, more importantly, 7-2 in conference play, and they still have another game yet to play on Monday night when they take on Eastern Wyoming College. So they've won 4 in a row now, and 7-2 in the conference play. And Central,
It's been weird seasons of momentum back in, up and down for a lot of teams this year.
Central closes out their conference mark with 3 conference wins. They're 3-7, and they'll be on the road next week in a play-in game. And LCCC victorious here tonight. Final count of 93-89. Game that saw a couple of different big leads in a couple of different stages of the ball game. 93-89 the final in favor of LCCC. Winds down our triple header coverage of Rustler Sports today. The White Hot postgame show is next. This is Rustler Radio, streaming live at rustlerathletics.com. This is your White Hot postgame show. It's brought to you by Wyoming Department of Transportation, reminding you to know the roads before you go. WyoRoad.info and the app, the 511 app for your smart device. Thanks to YDOT for our postgame coverage all season long here on 88.1, and thanks to our coach as he has joined us now, Brad Schmidt. And Coach, kind of an interesting game. You're down 26-10 at one point in the first half. You outscore them 36-13, take a 10-point lead into half, get a 12-point lead. And then that kind of evaporated there into about an 8-point lead for them. Then you battle back and you're right back in, then it goes down to the wire.
Yeah, it was a really good game, John. Obviously it was a monster game of runs, where I think we were still sleeping from yesterday's bus ride the first 9 minutes, and then I kind of lit the guys up at a timeout, and they responded really well. And then unfortunately in the second half, it wasn't anything that we were doing. It was just Mr. Boyce from LCCC just kind of put his guys on his back and was just raining threes on us, and that was the difference maker.
He gets called for his second player control foul and leaves the game and stands at the end of his bench for a while, and then comes out and calmly after that hit 5 threes and a field goal. He ends with 30 tonight to amplify what you just said.
Yeah, he's a good player, and they got a lot of guys that can really shoot the basketball, and that's what makes them so hard to guard when you got 3 or 4 guys that are shooting over 40% from the arc. And they're a high-level offensive team, and they're a bunch of sophomores too, which is super important. We've been talking about it all year. We have sophomore night tonight, and it was one sophomore.
Right.
They got Boyce as a sophomore, Oliver's a sophomore, Yusef's a sophomore, Ashraf's a sophomore, Nolan Caldwell's a sophomore. I mean, it's just so they got a group of guys that's all sophomores, but we're playing all freshmen.
And hopefully we have a big sophomore night next year. I was kind of alluding to how fun it would be to see Levias and Searles back in uniform along with Sims and Maddox and Davis Richard. I mean, we got a long way to go to get there, but I guess I was trying to lay the groundwork for that.
Yeah, Levias was a highlight reel himself tonight, too, as we talked about their star player, but he had a heck of a game also.
Johnny's been a beast all year, and especially in region. Me and Coach put his region stats together pre-playing LCCC, which, he went 10 for 19 and had 25 yesterday. It looks like he had 29. He's shooting over 60% from the field, over 40 from the arc, and 80 from the line, and averaging 9 rebounds a game. The kid's a monster.
And he had that huge free throw games. He's been shooting free throws very well as well.
That plays above his height is how I described it, really.
Oh, yeah. I've really, he's a qualifier, so I've really been talking to 4 years about him, and there's a lot of people missing out on him. I would argue he's top 2-3 player in the region from what I've seen, just with his consistency and the fact that, we don't have a lot of other horses around him. So him and Gentry have been the #1 guys on scouts, and they've just been every night bringing it.
I thought your revolving post did a nice job tonight.
Yeah. The second half for sure. Sebastian had goose eggs at halftime, so I got on him a little bit. He responded with a couple offensive rebounds and putbacks. Caden's been pretty solid all season. He's just got to get in better shape. And he's got to have a monster off season. But we're not even worried about that right now until we get done with our region tournament.
To tell you, unofficially, I had rebounded. Yeah, you out-rebounded him in this game, I think, which helped make the game to what it was. But regular season done now, and it's 0-0, time to move on. And I suppose we still are not any more clear on the picture of where and when this week of when things will happen.
We're gonna be playing at Casper, from what I'm pretty sure, because Eastern beat Western tonight. And I would assume Casper beat Northwest. And if those things happened, I'm pretty sure that we're going to be going to Casper.
As the 5?
As the 5.
Okay.
We'll be the 5. Casper's the 4. LCCC and Eastern, I think, are playing on Monday night for the 1 and the 2 seed. And then I think Western will be the 3, but I don't know that for sure.
All right.
But we're definitely going to be the 5, and I'm pretty sure that Casper is going to be the 4.
That goes back to what we said, where you can ascend or descend so fast with only this many teams here. By the way, what has it done to the season, missing those 2 teams? How has that affected what we do?
And in what regard, I guess?
Not having those 2 teams in 4 games, I guess.
Casper and Gillette, Gillette and Sheridan.
Well, if we get back to a regular 30-game season, it's going to be really hard to schedule, 20 non-conference games. So this year it hasn't been as big of a struggle, because we're only playing 18, so we only scheduled 8 non-cons. We missed the CSI trip because of some COVID restrictions, but it's going to be a nightmare next year scheduling 20 non-cons.
It seems like it magnifies every conference game too because of that.
Yeah, I would agree. It definitely does. I don't think it's any less important or the swings are as crazy. It's just when you have 8 teams, it's just you would hope 1 or 2 of those teams you can get guaranteed wins from, but it's unfortunately that's not the case because as we know, if Sheridan and Gillette bring their programs back, they're going to be coming back with legit squads.
I think Gillette will be a year or 2 ahead of Sheridan if in fact that happens. Walk me through the last 8 seconds. Was it designed for Gentry or was there any issues?
We were trying to run that Villanova pitch back play to Johnny where Gentry I was hoping he was going to be able to punch and get into the paint a little bit and throw it back to Johnny, and it just didn't work out. I don't think Johnny got down the floor quite quick enough. Xavier McCord was denying Johnny, so I don't even know if we could have gotten it to him. So, and it's one of those things we just ran out of timeouts trying to make the comeback. It's like with a minute left and we score, it's not like I can just, I planned for taking timeouts that we're going to have to draw up a last second play, and then I didn't know what they were going to do. Are they going to foul? Are they going to make both free throws? There's a lot of different scenarios there that could have played out.
Coach Salisbury, safe trip back, Coach, as he passes us here in the press box tonight. Coach, I appreciate you coming up, talking to me before every game, every week, post games, win, lose, or draw. Appreciate you coming up, and best of luck next week in that play-in game.
Yeah, no doubt. I appreciate everybody's support, and hopefully we can get Gentry at least a couple more games.
All right, sounds good. Brad Schmidt, our head coach. Final score tonight of 93-89. A final look at the stats. We'll break it down after this. This is your YDOT postgame show on 88.1. Again, this is your Wydot post-game show on 88.1. Some final statistics here tonight as LCCC wins it 93-79, and one step closer to perhaps hosting that first round, although hosting the entire shooting match of the Region 9 tournament, as the men's side is in the north this year. But for the home team at Johnny Levias, I have him unofficially 29 points, 16 rebounds here today. Jalen Gentry and Coach Schmidt sharing a moment down on the floor at the end of this one. Jalen Gentry, 22 points tonight, 5 rebounds. Jalen Searles, 14 points. Jake Maddox had 11, 6 for Caden Koch, 4 for Sebastian Gaza, and 3 for Trey Sims. Central led 49-39 at the half. They get outscored 54-40 in the second half. For LCCC off the bench tonight, Jared Boyce, 30 points. And as I mentioned, he came alive after he got that second player control foul as he hits 6 three-pointers in the second half as he scores 30 to lead the way. Not lost in all of that is the 30 by Xavier McCord. That last free throw put him at 30 for the game today with 5 rebounds as well. 13 for Arian Lewis, 12 for Eric Oliver, and Ashraf Shadua had 8 in the ball game. So it was the 5 starters. Coswell did not score, but the 4 starters and then 30 off the bench from Boyce today as the LCCC Golden Eagles win it by a count of 93-89, wrapping up our regular season of home coverage here from Central as both teams will battle on the road at play-in games next week.
Something I should have mentioned to the coach, too. I thought he did a very nice tribute to Jalen Gentry, before the ball game, too, which
And none of it's scripted, all of it.
Yeah, I meant to. You can tell it was talking from the heart.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely all from the heart. And so with that, do want to thank Amanda Nikoloff and the new media crew for everything they do for us to bring you the sights and sounds here from Rustler Gymnasium all season long as we put the wraps on our coverage. The women's volleyball team will play at 1. That will be on Wednesday afternoon from Casper College. And then the men's and women's teams will be playing play-in games on the road somewhere this week, sometime this week. You can check out more at rustlerathletics.com. Thanks to Francis Obakoya, our Wyoming PBS engineer, all of our students, and Amanda Nikoloff. For Joel Kindle, I'm John Gabrielson. This has been the Wydot postgame show. Your women winning today 61-59, the men losing 93-89. This has been a presentation of Rustler Media on 88.1 and rustlerathletics.com.